Now we're good. It's like getting on a bike, isn't it, kids? Hello everybody, my name is X Factor. How you guys doing? And I actually couldn't believe it myself. Yes, this is Battlefield 4. Do you know when the last time we played this was? Well, updated Origin, just like everybody else in the world, was kind of in shock and awe on how that drastically looked different, including some of the new features that I haven't dug into. Get into Battle Log, because this game still launches from Battle Log. Not much longer, though, which we'll cover here in a couple seconds. Look at my last battle report. It said 3 months. That means it could be anywhere from 90 to about 118 days since I've last played Battlefield 4. It's been forever. I actually missed parts of this game. There's a lot of great maps and a lot of great things within this game, and it's still a lot of fun 2.5 years later. To help celebrate some of that, DICE and EA are giving away all the DLCs for free. We've seen it before where they've taken a single DLC. They said, hey, you've got a week to add it to your account, and it's yours forever. Well, now it's all platforms, current gen, old gen, and PC, any and all DLC. Add it to your account, and it is yours forever. So in the background, you're going to kind of see me playing one of my first rounds back, some rush defense on lockers, not the most exciting thing in the world, busting out the old RPK, the Tap Fire Master. So you can actually see me mess up some of my taps and my bursts. I'm trying to figure out what ranges and how many basic bullets I could send down range at the same time to just basically drop some snipers. So EA and DICE is doing this till the 19th. Again, doesn't matter what platform you're on, get those added to your account because this game is still great. It's very polished considering where we came from in the Battlefield franchise. Now let's talk about where we're going in the Battlefield franchise with Battlefield 1. There's a couple things that are happening that I'm not too fond of. And the first thing is this. I'm a game changer. You guys know this. I go to these events a year and a half before a game launches. I might see the game 2-3 times before it launches to get some playback, capture sessions in, and then massive feedback sessions. They have old pros, they have current pros, they've got guys from the lulz and the trolls, they got casual guys. They've got every sort of player encompassed in this stuff. And one of the things that I always bring up, and it becomes a talking point, is, hey, when are you going to stop splitting up the community? Get it. Premium's always going to exist. Some sort of premium's going to exist. But can you pull the maps out of it? And it always seems like the developers are all ears. But, of course, they have to go back to EA. And, obviously, that gets stomped down. So, in Battlefield 1, we're going to have another setup where the community gets separated by these DLCs. So the first DLC comes out, a lot of people are going to have premium, a lot of people are going to buy it because it's the first DLC for Battlefield 1 if people are digging the game. But it's going to divide some of the community because not everybody can afford it, not everybody wants it. And then the next DLC comes out, and then the next DLC comes out. So it kind of splits up these communities. The other thing that really hurts is if a server is running premium maps. If you don't have premium, you actually can't play in those servers. So hopefully that's something else that changes as well. So it could have some base maps in that rotation, but if you don't have the premium service, you might not even be able to be in that server. And another thing that greatly saddens me is going to be affected, and that's community servers. Think about all the different servers that you've played on with some of the custom rule sets within defined parameters. You've got Jimbo's Boom Boom Room. You've got the 24/7 Metro or Locker Meat Grinder only servers. You've got pistol and knife only servers. And a lot of these run are by kick-ass communities that have hundreds or thousands of members. And they're always there to clean up the trouble if there is somebody being absolutely horrible in chat, or if there is a potential hacker on PC or aimbotter that hasn't been picked up by Fairfight yet. They might kick them, give them a temp ban, or just completely drop the ban hammer. But there's always cries of admin abuse. You always see it. It's always on the social media, in the Reddit, but usually you don't see both sides of the story. Somebody might be going ham in chat and cry admin abuse, but they probably really deserve that at least week off or maybe perma ban. So these community servers might be going by the wayside. You might not have any of these privately owned servers that can be ranked or official. More than likely, you'll still be able to purchase and rent private servers, and that's another part of the community that's come to life. People like Shadow 6, or Burdu or Hattie Waddy, the guys who are the creative types or the people who make the movies like Hoodoo Voodoo, and some of the guys from overseas who spend countless hours in private servers manipulating the code and positions and doing something over and over and over to bring us a screenshot which might take an hour to create, or a cinematic masterpiece. That could also be something that's affected by this. Not to mention the countless communities. I actually saved a ton of different servers based on the people or types of players that I would expect in these servers. Some of the knife and gun servers, some of the servers in which it was Conquest Large and everybody was PTFOing. Every round was a nail miter, or some of the countless kick-ass communities, which was actually fun to jump in and play some pub rounds. People were having a blast, people were using VoIP, nothing too serious going on. It was great no matter what mood you were in. You were able to jump in a community or a server that kind of fit your playstyle or mood at the moment. What I really like to see DICE and EA do is still have the community servers, because right now it's not looking like those are going to be available. But just tighten up the parameters. Instead of having instant vehicle spawns, maybe you can only bring it down to 75% instead of 0. So when that tank finally does get blown up, it's back in 2 seconds, or the horse is back at deployment. And not some of these outrageous tickets or timers. Remember, they really tweaked how Conquest works. There is a count to a ticket limit, but then also it's a timer, which basically got removed. So instead of playing to 300 tickets or assets or points, maybe you're playing to 400 or 450, because some of those rounds could easily be 40 to 45 minutes. And one last thing I really want to talk about is something that has been in the Battlefield franchise that I'd like to see them tweak in Battlefield 1 just a little bit, and that's actual Rubble Drops. Yes, you can die to Rubble in Battlefield 1, but it's the small buildings when they basically collapse. If you're in one of the small buildings and a tank shell hits it, a bomber hits it, it'll collapse the building and it'll say you died to rubble. But let's go back to Battlefield 3, Bazaar and Sen Crossing, two of my all-time favorite maps. You could actually hit the facade of a building. Sen Crossing, some of the buildings had 3 different levels. So you'd shoot the very top story, the second or third story, it'd drop rubble down. Anybody on the street within about an 8-foot radius from that would absolutely perish, and it'd squish 3, 4, and 5 people at a time. Then you could work your way lower. If people filled that spot again, you could drop even more rubble. So that's something I'd like to see them tweak, because where does that rubble go sometimes? Have it just drop straight down, because that'd be awesome to get the absolute epic rubble drop feels that used to be in Battlefield 3, which was absolutely hilarious, because there's another depth of the actual gameplay, because you really can't loiter in certain spots for long, because the RPGs will be dropping the surface of the buildings on your face. Thanks for watching. Hang out. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys soon. Oh, 3-bang! 3-bang! They're dead.